You are being lied about dating, and you're paying for it. I have read over 1,500 dating books, and about 90% are complete garbage. But today, I am ranking the top 10 bestsellers on Amazon right now. Let's see who's helping you find love and who's just robbing you blind.
This is Inside the Being Mind.
Welcome! I am Dr. Axel Schumacher, and for decades I have decoded human connection, attraction, pair bonding, emotional stability. And these aren't mysteries. They are systems. And I have spent my career taking them apart so you don't have to guess your way through dating. With me is Aria, my co-host. She keeps the facts straight and the bad advice out.
You're listening to someone who built this field before dating science became a buzzword. Researcher, founder, coach, and scientist.
Here we deal in what's real. So proven principles that actually work in relationships. And if you need that, hit subscribe. Okay, let's begin. Every year, millions buy dating books hoping for clarity. And most get recycled cliches wrapped in a motivational cover. I know because I have read over 1,500 of them. I have seen every pattern, every gimmick, every one more trick the industry produces. But here's the truth. About 90% of dating books are utterly useless. Not bad, useless. They waste your time, your money, and worst of all, send you in the wrong direction. So, I did something about it. I pulled up the top-selling dating books on Amazon for 2025. So the ones people are actually buying right now. I went through all 10, so you don't have to. So let's get straight into it, starting with number 10, Calling in the One. 7 Weeks to Attract the Love of Your Life by Catherine Woodward Thomas. Catherine Woodward Thomas is a licensed marriage and family therapist who's built a career on the seductive promise that you can manifest your soulmate through energetic alignment. Think The Secret meets couples therapy with a dash of 12-step spirituality. Who's this book for? Well, single women in their 30s to 50s who have exhausted traditional dating advice and are willing to spend 1 hour daily on journaling exercises about childhood wounds, decluttering closets for energetic space, and suspending all rational skepticism in service of vibrational matching. My critique? Okay, this book peddles the comforting lie that love operates like a cosmic vending machine. Insert the right affirmations, align your chakras, and out pops your soulmate. The entire premise rests on the law of attraction, which, besides being ridiculously stupid, has zero support from peer-reviewed relationship science and belongs in the same intellectual landfill as homeopathy. Yes. Thomas instructs readers to live from the future backwards, advice that would make any clinical psychologist wince. This isn't psychology. It's magical thinking with a therapeutic pedigree. Still single, or must be those unresolved caregiver issues blocking your vibrations? No controlled studies support her 7-week manifestation timeline. Meanwhile, actual relationship research gets ignored in favor of energy healers and universal laws pulled from thin air. Worse, this approach actively harms. By teaching women to view red flags through a manifestation lens, it encourages overlooking genuine toxicity in pursuit of the one. Yes, the one. Reader testimonials reveal the predictable carnage. Exhausted participants, failed relationships, and the cruel irony of soulmates turning out to be unavailable or dysfunction. My verdict? 1 out of 10. Utter garbage. If you want actual love, learn communication skills grounded in science and experience, not fairy dust. Let's do humanity a favor and manifest this one into the recycle bin. Book number 9. Text so good he can't ignore, by Bruce Bryans. Bruce Bryans is a self-proclaimed courtship researcher, a title that sounds impressive until you realize it means he has written several books about dating without any formal credentials in psychology, behavioral science, or relationship research, and probably without any experience in dating as well. He's essentially a guy with opinions and a laptop. So, who this book is for? I would say women in their mid-20s and up who overthink every text message, need confidence boost after breakups, or genuinely believe that emoji usage determines romantic destiny. My critique? This book says men use texting to judge women's worth, like a job interview conducted via iPhone. Bryans offers a male perspective on what makes you high value, with playful comebacks and warnings about using too many emojis. The problem? It's all made up. Zero research, zero credentials, just zero experience. Just Bryans' personal opinions dressed up as universal truths about how men think. It's all about how women can manipulate men. Really. His advice to mirror his effort, let him lead and act feisty, is just pick-up artist stuff repacked for women. The same manipulative games that actual relationship science don't work. The writing is basic common sense stretched thin. So don't drunk text, don't chase him. Revolutionary. Wow. Meanwhile, real research shows that healthy relationships need honesty and openness. The complete opposite of these texting games. Worse, it's already outdated. Modern dating is memes, voice notes, and apps, and this book really pretends none of that exists. So my verdict, 1.5 points out of 10. Superficial game playing masquerading as male insight. If you want actual connection, be authentic, not a carefully calculated text generator.
Congratulations! You've just paid money to learn that men find confidence attractive. Next week, Bryans will reveal that water is wet.
Garbage!
Garbage!
Book number 8. The Man's Guide to Women. Scientifically proven secrets from the Love Lab about what women really want, by John Gottman, and a few others. John Gottman is indeed the undisputed heavyweight of relationship science. 40 years of research, 3,000 plus couples studied, and divorce predictions models accurate to 94%. I find this quite impressive. The Love Lab isn't marketing fluff. It's actual longitudinal research with physiological monitoring and peer-reviewed publications, a lot of them. This is the rare dating book written by someone who actually knows what they are talking about. So, who is this book for? Men who feel genuinely confused about their partners. So, pretty much all men. And men who want evidence-based tools instead of this pick-up artist nonsense, and are willing to do the unglamorous work of emotional attunement. My critique? No. This book's delivered what so few dating guides can. Actual science. Gottman's decades of data show that men have huge influence in relationship success. No surprise there. Not through dominance, but through emotional responsiveness. The core insight: women want trustworthy, attentive partners who engage rather than pull away. It's not mystical, it's measurable. The practical advice is solid. The 6-second kiss for bonding, conflict repair scripts, daily check-ins, mirroring emotions during fights. These aren't vague ideas. They're tools backed by real studies published in legitimate journals. Research that predicts whether couples stay together. Is it perfect? No. The hero versus zero cartoon summaries and firefighter examples feel a little bit patronizing, and if you read Gottman's other books, especially the 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work, this feels a little bit recycled for male readers. But anyway, the science is rock solid. No complaints there. And unlike the manifestation nonsense we saw earlier and pick-up artist crap flooding this space, Gottman cites over 200 peer-reviewed studies. So the advice lines up with real dating and relationship theory and therapy research. My verdict? 7 out of 10. Strong research-backed advice that works, if you can look past the academic framing. But we probably can't expect Gottman to date again in clubs and bars. So, book number 7. Never Chase Man Again. 38 dating secrets to get the guy, keep him interested, and prevent dead-end relationships. Again by Bruce Bryans. How did this guy get his books onto the bestseller lists? Really? So Bruce Bryans returns, our favorite self-proclaimed courtship researcher with 0 credentials. Who this book is for? Anxious women who chronically overpursue, early-stage daters needing a cold-turkey intervention from double texting, and anyone who enjoys being told by a man with no qualifications exactly how to perform femininity for male approval. The critique? So, Bryans took the rules from 1995, ran it through a word processor or ChatGPT, and called it 38 Secret. Here's the thing. It's really just 5 ideas on repeat until you want to scream. Don't text first, mirror his effort, walk away if he's inconsistent. Stay silent, and that's it. Well, that's the book. And the tone, pure mansplaining. Ladies, here's what men really think. followed by stuff he completely made up. He sails that men are pigs and women need to manipulate them. It's anti-dating. Look, real dating. Yeah, I mean, the wonderful thing of dating should be ease and delight, not manipulating others. So his 80-20 rule, so he gives 80%, you give 20%, is particularly toxic. I mean, this is just complete idiotic garbage. That's not balance. It's calculated withholding to fake scarcity. So real relationship science shows healthy bonds need mutual openness, not these scorekeeping games that breed anxiety. And the whole book is just exhausting. A man chase, women wait, done. So reviewers actually said it. It works for fuckboys. Repels secure men, which makes sense because emotionally healthy people don't play these games. They don't. My verdict: 1.5 out of 10. Female pickup artist logic in a dress, shallow, fear-based, and intellectually bankrupt. The core insight, don't chase, is solid and takes exactly one sentence. The remaining 200 pages are filler designed to monetize your insecurity. So the book teaches women to play hard to get so convincingly they become hard to love. Garbage. Book number 6. Act like a lady, think like a man. What men really think about love, relationships, intimacy, and commitment. By Steve Harvey. Yes, that Steve Harvey. So who is this guy?
Steve Harvey is an Emmy-winning comedian and Family Feud host who, after 3 marriages and 7 children, decided he'd cracked the code on relationships and should share it with the world. He has 0 credentials in psychology, counselling, or relationship research. But he does have a microphone and confidence, which in America is apparently qualification enough.
Who this book is for? Women in their 20s to 40s, stuck in cycles with unavailable men. Anyone who believes comedian anecdotes actually constitute legitimate dating advice. My critique? Harvey's thesis is simple. Women fall at love because they don't think like men. His solution? Withhold sex for 90 days. Ask 5 vetting questions like you're hiring someone and understand that men are driven by 3 things: profess, protect, and provide. It's evolutionary psychology for people who have never actually studied it. The whole book runs on tired stereotypes. Men are simple. Well, some are, but women are complicated. Okay, that's actually true. And women need to manipulate their way to commitment. Men cheat just because they can, so women become sexual gatekeepers, enforcing probation periods. It's transactional advice dressed up as empowerment. That's the whole book. He tells women to demand men profess, protect, and provide while playing helpless. Don't even fix your own sink. He literally suggests women boost male egos by asking about career goals and income. You are basically conducting a contractor interview for a boyfriend. 0 research, 0 studies, just stories from Harvey's radio show and his own 3 marriages, presented as universal truths about men. Never mind that decades of psychology research shows people are actually different from each other. Yeah. I'm not surprised that he had 2 failed marriages. My verdict, 2 out of 10. You guessed it. Garbage. Book number 5. The Rational Male, The Player's Handbook, a Red Pill Guide to Game by Rollo Tomassi. Rollo Tomassi, a real name George Miller, is the self-proclaimed godfather of the Red Pill. A marketing consultant turned manosphere prophet who spent over a decade convincing lonely men that evolutionary psychology fan fiction constitutes behavioral science. With several 100,000 YouTube subscribers and 0 actual credentials in psychology, he's built an empire selling resentment dressed as enlightenment. Who this book is for? Well, desperate young men, fresh off heartbreak, anyone seeking validation for their bitterness towards women, and people who believe the path to connection involves treating humans like video games, NPCs you can manipulate with cheat codes. My critique? This isn't a book. It's a manifesto for hating women. Tomassi's thesis: modern dating is rigged against average man, so success means ruthless self-focus and strategic lying. His toolkit: plate theory, juggling multiple women to avoid attachment. Dread game, making her jealous to keep control, and treating all women as opportunists, programmed to exploit men. The writing is, well, bloated blog dumps, repetitive essays, stuffed with 25-year-old stories about Tomassi's own game that read like a divorced dead fantasy. But the real poison is the worldview. Tomassi throws around evolutionary psychology buzzwords, so hypergamy, sexual market value, alpha traits, without citing a single actual study. His 20 years of research is forum posts and echo chambers. His advice is catastrophically harmful. Teaching men to see women as enemies is really a zero-sum game. It breeds paranoia and not connection. His all women are opportunistic mantra turns normal human complexity into conspiracy theories. The tactics, so strategic lying, ghosting to create jealousy, treating commitment as weakness, destroy any chance at genuine connection, really. Ex-Red Pill communities on Reddit describe how this ideology fueled depression and isolation. You don't become more attractive, you become more bitter. My verdict? 2 out of 10. Venomous garbage that transforms heartbreak into misogyny and calls it wisdom. This book doesn't teach game. It teaches men to hate women while pretending it's strategy. The few useful nuggets about confidence are drowned in toxic bile that will poison your relationship and your soul.
Tomassi discovered that selling bitterness to broken men is more profitable than helping them heal. And that's the only alpha move in this entire book.
Book 4. Men don't love women like you. The brutal truth about dating, relationships, and how to go from placeholder to game changer by G.L. Lambert. Lambert is a pseudonymous relationship coach running a blog called Far From Basic, where he sells courses on mind-fucking men into commitment. He has 0 I mean, zero formal credentials in psychology or counseling, just self-proclaimed street-smart observations and talent for monetizing female insecurity through shock value profanity. Who is this book for? Young women with catastrophically low self-esteem. My opinion? This is red pill garbage, just with a gender swap. Yeah? Same toxicity and paranoia. Now sold to women as empowerment. Lambert's thesis: most women are disposable placeholders for sex because they lack self-worth. And his solution: become a Spartan warrior, using strategic silence and sexual withholding as weapons. The language is deliberately degrading. Bitches, hamburgers, pussy power. It's just dressed up as tough love, but really just internalized misogyny. You are not being empowered, you are being told you are worthless unless you follow his playbook. And the advice is just pure anecdote with zero expertise. The tactics are psychologically destructive. Strategic silence, hours-long mandatory phone calls, treating all men like players. And this doesn't build relationships, it just builds your paranoia. Real relationship expertise. It shows us that secure bonds form through vulnerability and trust, not manipulation games. And it should be self-explanatory. Yeah? Why would you play games and then always complain about men playing games? It just doesn't make any sense. The contradictions are really wild in this book. Yeah. Preach self-love while reducing dating to cynical warfare. Claim empowerment while teaching women their value comes from male validation. And the victim blaming is constant. Women are always at fault. You are a placeholder because you didn't enforce boundaries. Not because he's unavailable. It's the same toxic logic as pickup artist stuff, just for women. If it fails, you just didn't do it right. My verdict: 1.5 points out of 10, so more is not in there. This is dating poison repacked for women. Manipulation dressed as empowerment. Paranoia sold as wisdom. And just this book doesn't teach self-respect. It teaches self-sabotage through adversarial games and guarantee you isolation. Trust me on this. Total garbage.
Lambert discovered you can sell women the same toxic ideology men pay for. Just swap alpha for Spartan and cash the same checks from broken people.
So, let's go straight to Book 3. Why Men Love Bitches, From Doormat to Dream Girl, a woman's guide to holding her own in a relationship, by Sherry Argov. Now, Sherry Argov is a former entertainment publicist who decided her observations about relationships qualified her to write dating manuals, despite having zero experience in psychology, counseling, or behavioral sciences. Armed with stand-up comedy timing and a catchy, controversial title, she sold millions of books, teaching women that independence requires a performance. So, who is this book for? Chronic people-pleasers in their 20s to 30s who overtext, over-accommodate, and generally treat relationships like auditions for the role of girlfriend. Okay, let's go into the critique. It's already an older book, published in 2002 for the first time. This book says basically nice girls finish last. because they are doormats, while confident bitches, so Argov's words for independent women, get what they want through strategic aloofness. The thesis: men want challenge, not convenience, so you need mystery through calculated unavailability. But here's the thing. There's a kernel of truth. Self-respect is attractive. Boundaries matter, yeah. Overfunctioning breeds resentment. These insights probably helped thousands of women stop bleeding dignity. But the execution is problematic. Argov wraps real advice about self-worth in manipulative games and never initiate contact. Pretend you're busy when you are not. Act unaffected. Look, dumb down for male egos. But this isn't authenticity, it's performance. And you're not becoming confident. Yeah? You're becoming just pretending while staying insecure underneath. So, look, the framework of this book has zero research. No studies, no attachment theory. Just, I have seen it work. Stories and celebrity gossip as universal truth. Her claim that all men need the chase contradicts real science, showing securely attached people bond through mutual vulnerability, not one-sided hunting. The writing is also painfully repetitive. Endless, bitch versus doormat comparisons that feel like middle school handouts. And the tactics backfire. Acting perpetually busy attracts avoidant partners who like distance, not secure men wanting real relationships. Never call first barely made sense in 2002, and today it's really completely obsolete. My verdict: 3.5 out of 10. A cultural sledgehammer from 2002 that delivered wake-up calls to chronic doormats, but aged poorly. The core message about self-respect has merit, yeah, but the manipulative tactics and the absence of any science and confrontational gender dynamics make this book really increasingly irrelevant. Bad. Really, don't buy it. Don't read it. Okay, only 2 more books to go. We are going there. Book number 2 on the list. Hoe Tactics: How to Mindfuck a Man into Spending, Spoiling and Sponsoring. Again by G.L. Lambert.
Lambert returns. Our pseudonymous grifter, with 0 credentials, now dropping all pretense of relationship advice to deliver what is essentially a sex work manual dressed as female empowerment. He's moved from teaching women to be Spartans to teaching them to be, well, the title says it all.
So, who is this book for? I would say financially desperate women in survival mode and people who have given up entirely on love and want transactional substitutes. Well, how would I describe my critique to this book? This isn't actually a dating book. It's a prostitution manual, yeah. Just a manual, a prostitution manual with better marketing. Lambert's thesis is: nice girls get used, hoes get paid. So weaponize sex to extract maximum cash from men, yeah. The whole spectrum ranges from sugar baby to gold digger, with scripts for allowance, negotiations, and jealousy manipulation. The entire thing treats women as products and men as ATMs. You're not building relationships, you are running cons. The 3-date rule, dread games, strategic silence. These are extraction techniques. And Lambert literally teaches women to mindfuck men into financial sponsorship while faking exclusivity. Again, it's just complete, utter garbage. Just street wisdom about transactions dressed as empowerment. But the fact is that this helps some women pay their rent, potentially, but it doesn't make it an empowerment. It's survival sex work rebranded for Instagram. And the damage is really, I would say, catastrophic. Women learn their only value is sexual access priced right. And men learn all women are scammers. Trust dies. And it's not a surprise that reviewers report ghosting, rage, even legal threats. Lambert gives no safety protocol, no acknowledgement this can turn dangerous, and it can. The moral vacuum is breathtaking. No discussion of what this does to your soul. Just cold math. How to turn pussy into rent money. This book really destroys whatever self-worth you have left. It teaches you to commodify your humanity, view intimacy as invoicing, measure worth in allowances. And that's not empowerment, that's spiritual death with a price tag. My verdict? 1.5 out of 10. Dystopian garbage that poisons everything it touches. This isn't strategy. It's self-destruction marketed to desperate women as financial liberation. Bottom line, look, if you need money, get a skill or a side hustle, not a playbook that guarantees you will end up hating men, yourself, and your life. This book doesn't make you powerful, it makes you a product, sold to the highest bidder. Lambert figured out that teaching women to monetize their emptiness pays better than helping them fill it. And he's laughing all the way to the bank. Okay. Finally, we come to number 1. Applause! Yeah. Book number 1 on the Amazon bestseller list for 2025. 8 Dates. Essential Conversations for a Lifetime of Love. Again by John Gottman, PhD. Co-authored with his wife Julie, also a clinical psychologist, and the Abrams duo, this 2019 book represents the apex of translating hard science into practical applications. So who's this book for? Couples at any stage. New relationships laying foundations, long-term partners stuck in a rut, and engaged pairs doing premarital work, or anyone willing to invest 8 intentional evenings in their relationship's future. Works for all orientations and configurations. My critique? Finally, a dating book that actually deserves its bestseller status. 8 Dates takes Gottman's decades of research and really distills it in 8 structured date night conversations covering the pillars of lasting love: trust, conflict, sex, money, family, fun, growth, and dreams. This is engineered intimacy in the best sense. Each chapter provides research-backed context, open-ended questions designed to foster vulnerability, and follow-up rituals to cement the insights. It's not just theory, it's a research-validated roadmap to deeper connection. This format works because it ritualizes what emotionally intelligent couples do naturally: create space for honest dialogue about what actually matters. So, same cafe, no phones, full presence. The questions aren't superficial. They're carefully designed prompts that surface assumptions, fears, dreams, and deal breakers before they become relationship landmines. And again, we just can look at the reviews. Reviewers consistently report breakthroughs, especially in the sex, money, and dreams conversations. These aren't easy discussions, but the structure provides scaffolding for couples who might otherwise avoid difficult topics until they explode. And multiple reviewers noted it. It saved us thousands in therapy, and the therapy homework actually works. The science is impeccable. Unlike the anecdotal garbage dominating this genre, Gottman cites actually peer-reviewed research. The advice aligns perfectly with attachment theory, emotional intelligence research, and decades of data on what predicts relationship success. So, okay, some criticisms are valid but minor. So I think the structure of the book can feel a little bit clinical for naturally fluent couples. It requires both partners to buy in, and certain chapters can surface unresolved trauma needing professional support. But it is what it is. These aren't really bugs. They're features revealing what needs attention. Is it perfect? No. But some couples thrive on spontaneous connections and will find the homework a little bit like structure constraining. And yes, it builds on Gottman's prior work, so devoted fans might find overlaps. But here's what matters. This book actually works, not through manifestation or manipulation, but through creating intentional space for vulnerable conversations that build genuine intimacy. So my verdict, 8 out of 10 points. Good book. The rare relationship book backed by actual science that delivers practical, high-impact tools any committed couple can use. So it's not perfect, the structure won't suit everyone, and it assumes partners are willing participants, but it represents what this genre should aspire to: evidence-based guidance that actually strengthens bonds through honest communication. So bottom line, read it. Better yet, do it. Pick a date, book the same 8 times, and work through the questions with full presence. This is therapy in a paperback format. Engineered intimacy that actually deepens connections. Go through it. While there are excellent relationships books out there, 8 Dates earns its top spot in this particular lineup by being what so few dating books manage. Scientifically credible, practical, and genuinely transformative.
In a genre drowning in pseudoscience and manipulation tactics, Gottman offers the revolutionary concept of two people actually talking to each other and proves with data why it works.
So, there you have it. 10 best-selling dating books, and most of them range from mediocre to actively harmful, which tells you something about our times, doesn't it? We live in an era where the self-help industrial complex has discovered that selling people shortcuts to love is more profitable than teaching them actual skills required. It's populist advice for a populist age. Quick fixes, easy answers, and just enough truth, wrapped in enough bullshit to keep you buying the next book when the first one inevitably fails. Remember, about 90% of dating advice out there is garbage, probably more. It's either pseudoscience dressed as wisdom, manipulation tactics rebranded as empowerment, or common sense padded to book lengths. If you want the real advice, the kind that actually works, well, you know where to find it, right here. But here's the truth. I want burning in your chest. Flirting, seduction, true connection. It's not a chess match or a nervous audition. It is art in motion, an elegant dance where two souls lock eyes, drop the mask, and feast in the electricity of being fully seen. And we have let cowards sell us rule books and timers. Screw that.
You're just swimming in a sea of terrible advice. The good news? Real connection is absolutely possible. It requires vulnerability instead of games, authenticity instead of tactics, and patience instead of manifestation. But it's there, and it's worth it.
Now,
bye!
I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. So, what dating book should I review next? What advice have you heard that made you want to throw your phone across the room? And if you have found something that actually helped, tell me about it. Just put it into the comments. Let's build a resource here that separates the gold from the garbage, because we have enough of that. Let's help each other. So, until next time, stay real, stay honest, and for crying out loud, stop trying to manifest your soulmate.
This is inside the dating mind. This is inside the dating mind.
And now, well, you know the drill. Off with the device. Out you go. Maybe wander into a bookstore. Find someone lingering in the dating book aisle and start a flirt. They clearly need guidance and, well, you clearly need practice.
kitty.